This video is intended for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Thumbnails are created to catch attention and may not accurately represent the actual content of the video. Content presented includes opinions and information gathered from public sources, news articles, and community discussions. We do not claim full accuracy. Please verify all information independently. This video does not intend to target, defame, or disrespect any individual, utility company, or organization. I am not a licensed electrician, engineer, or food safety professional. Always consult a qualified expert before making major preparedness decisions. The views expressed are my own and do not constitute professional advice. This content is meant to spark thoughtful reflection, not to cause fear or tell you what is right or wrong. Please watch with an open mind. Thank you for being part of our prepping family. Who is 040 to 130 quiet slow story opening? Paint the picture. It's 11:47 at night, you're asleep, the house is quiet, the refrigerator hums, the clock on the microwave glows green, and then nothing. You wake up at 3 a.m. to complete silence and complete darkness. The power's out. You check your phone, no alerts. You look outside, the whole neighborhood is dark. You tell yourself it'll be back on by morning. It isn't. By noon the next day, you're standing in front of your open refrigerator, the one packed with groceries you bought 2 days ago, trying to decide what's still safe to eat. And you realize you have no idea. That moment of uncertainty, that standing in front of a cold, dark refrigerator, not knowing what to do, that is what today's video is about preventing. Extended power outages are no longer rare events. Extreme weather, aging grid infrastructure, and increasing demand have made multi-day blackouts a growing reality across the United States. In 2023 alone, Americans experienced more than 180 million hours of power outages. The average American now experiences about 8 hours of power interruption per year. But in the South, the Midwest, and coastal areas prone to storms, that number is often 10 to 20 times higher. And every single one of those hours is quietly working against the food you've worked hard to buy and store. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens to your food supply in the first 24 hours of a blackout, hour by hour, and what you need to know, have, and do to protect it. The 4-hour rule and why most people get it wrong. Threes. The USDA says a refrigerator will keep food safe for up to 4 hours if the door stays closed during a power outage. Most people hear that and think, okay, 4 hours, I have time. What they don't realize is that every time you open that door, you lose 30 minutes of safe food time. The cold air spills out and the temperature inside rises faster than you expect. The rule is simple. Keep the door closed. Every time you open it unnecessarily, you're burning through your food safety window. If your power comes back within 4 hours and the refrigerator stayed mostly closed, you're fine. Everything is still safe. Hours 4 to 8. The decision window, 4. Between 4 and 8 hours, you need to start making decisions. Your refrigerator is still somewhat cold, but the clock is running. This is the time to move temperature-sensitive items, meat, dairy, eggs, leftovers, into a cooler with ice, if you have it. A full cooler with ice will keep food safe for 24 to 48 hours. A partially full cooler loses cold faster. Pack it tight with the most perishable items first. If you don't have a cooler, and ice now is when you start cooking perishables to extend their usability. Cooked meat lasts longer than raw in this situation, and you can eat it even as the home warms up. Your freezer, the hidden asset. Here's something most people don't know. A full freezer will hold its temperature for 48 hours if the door stays closed. A half-full freezer will hold for about 24 hours. This is why preppers keep their freezers full, not just for the food, but for the thermal mass. The more frozen food is in there, the longer everything stays frozen. If you know a storm is coming, fill any empty space in your freezer with water in Ziploc bags or bottles. The ice they form will extend your freezer safe window significantly. Food that still has ice crystals or feels refrigerator cold, 40 degrees or below, is safe to refreeze after power returns. If it's above 40 degrees and has been for more than 2 hours, do not refreeze it. The temperature danger zone. Here's the critical number every prepper needs to know. 40 degrees to 140 degrees is the food temperature danger zone. In this range, bacteria that cause food poisoning, like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, can double in population every 20 minutes. 2 hours in the danger zone for most perishables, and the risk becomes serious. 4 hours, and most food safety experts say discard it. The problem during a blackout is that most people don't have a food thermometer in their refrigerator. They open it, the food feels a little cold, and they assume it's fine. Get an inexpensive refrigerator thermometer now before you need it. Keep it in your fridge. In a blackout, you'll know exactly where your food stands without guessing. What you should never do during a food emergency. 720. This one is important. Please hear me clearly. Do not taste food to determine if it's safe. Bacteria that cause serious food poisoning, and particularly botulism, produce no smell, no taste, and no visible change in food. You cannot tell by tasting. Do not assume canned goods are always safe. If a can is bulging, has rust around the seams, or makes a hissing sound when opened, discard it. These are signs of bacterial contamination. Do not run generators indoors. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills dozens of Americans every year during power outages from generators and gas appliances used inside homes or garages. If you're running a generator, it needs to be outside, at least 20 feet from windows and doors. Cooking without power, your options, 8:30. If the power's out for more than a day and you need to cook, here are your safe options. Propane camp stoves are the most reliable and widely available. A standard 1-pound propane canister provides about an hour of cooking time. Keep a supply of canisters. Charcoal grills and wood fires work outdoors, never indoors. Keep a bag of charcoal and a lighter stored with your supplies. Rocket stoves and solo stoves use small sticks and wood, virtually free fuel if you have outdoor space. Solar ovens work surprisingly well in full sunlight, no fuel required. Slow but effective for full meals. Know before you need to know. Practice cooking with your backup method now in a non-emergency so you're confident when it matters. The Prepper Pantry Advantage 945. Here's where all of this connects back to your core prepper strategy. Every can of beans, every package of rice, every jar of peanut butter, every vacuum-sealed bag of pasta in your pantry, none of that requires power to stay safe. The families who have invested in a dry goods and canned goods pantry are the families who sail through a multi-day power outage with minimal food loss and zero stress. Your refrigerator and freezer are conveniences. Your pantry is your resilience. Build both, but know which one protects you when the grid goes down. Here is your action plan before the next power outage, whether it's next week or next year. This week, get a refrigerator thermometer. Pick one up for under $10. Put it in your fridge today. This month, build a cooler kit, a quality 5-day cooler, a bag of ice melt packs you keep in your freezer, and the knowledge of how to use it. Ongoing, keep your freezer at least 2/3 full at all times. The thermal mass protects everything. And never stop building your pantry. Every shelf of shelf-stable food is power outage insurance. The grid is fragile, the weather is unpredictable, and the gap between a manageable situation and a real food emergency is measured in hours and in preparation. You don't have to be afraid of a blackout, you just have to be ready for one. The prepper family that knows exactly what to do at hour 1, hour 4, and hour 24, that family doesn't panic. They move calmly, they protect their food, they take care of the people they love. That's the goal. That's always been the goal. Stay safe. Keep prepping. I'll see you in the next video.